Very good morning to everyone. I am starting my session today only for first year, and today as usual we will go through our main English textbook, that is the English for Today book, right? Can you remember what we were discussing in our previous class? Well, we were reading on the unforgettable history, unit 1, lesson 1, the unforgettable history, that is the 7th March speech of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. Already from line 1 to line 5 you have known that Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman told about the tyrannical experience or the experience of oppression and the different types of oppression that was done by the then Pakistani so-called rulers. They inflicted actually a heavy torture on the people of Bengal, and the length of the torture was long 23 years, that is from 1947 till 1971. And the speech of 7th March actually it inspired the people, it instigated the people to fight back against the Pakistani so-called iron-handed rulers, right? So keeping in line with our previous session, today we are going to discuss that speech of Bangabandhu, that unforgettable speech of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. And today the topic of our reading will be line 16 till line 33. Look here, okay? So what words that may come up through our reading? Just I said those words in the right hand corner of the board for your better understanding, okay? Look here, this is the vocabulary part of my board, and I have written that is the word crimson. Crimson, lal hoye jawa, right, in Bangla, to become red. Even though means what? I read attentively, even though I cannot pass. Jodio, right? Martial law, that is law governed by the army forces. Enslaved means what? To make somebody the servant, okay? So Pakistani rulers enslaved us for 23 years. Constitution, what is constitution? Constitution in Bangla, this is the Sangvidhan, right? So Bangladesh has a written constitution. Reigns means the total amount of ruling year of a government, okay? Reigns. Take place, what does take place means? Take place means ghota, to happen, to make something happen on behalf of, that is to tell something, to voice something in favor of many people, that is on behalf of, karo pokho theke. And again in the left hand corner I have mentioned the historical events that you are coming to know from the speech or throughout the speech of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. In 1952, what happened? You have to understand, you have to know by reading, by means of reading you have to discover, you need to understand what happened actually in the year 1952. Then 1954, why 1954 is important to us? 1958, why I have written this 1958 here in the right hand corner to highlight the year. Okay, then 1966, what is the mystery of 1960s, what happened in this year? And most importantly, in 1969, that is just before the liberation war was started, the year 1969, what happened in this particular year? So okay, we will know all those historical events from our today's discussion. I think you are ready for that. So may I request you to please take your English first paper main book and open your book and uncap your pen, open your khata, so that anything meaningful may come from my teaching. You can just take it down, you can just write it down, okay? I am requesting you to please open up your khata and uncap your pen. This is the uncap, okay, and you just be ready for writing whatever information you are going to get from my today's class, okay. So thank you very much. Later on we will be practicing our test items through our multimedia presentations or slide presentations, right? So before doing so, we have to go through the text. We have to read the text very carefully, very attentively, and with an inquisitive mind, okay. Then okay, without wasting my time, let's start. So have you got these words clear? If it is not clear, so again, crimson, even though, martial law, enslave, constitution, reigns, take place, and on behalf of, all these words will appear at the process of your reading, okay. So okay, now I am just reading the text for you. One problem I'm having is that I'm not getting you directly in the classroom, and that's why I am just failing to realize what is your demand right at this moment. So in the lecturate method I am following on, that is 2 or 3 paras we will read, and we will try our level best to find out what test items may be said from that particular 2 or 3 paras, okay. Suppose from the lines 16 to 33, okay, in your textbook you can get the line mark here. This is the line 15. So from this place the line 16 will be started and the 33 will be ended here, okay. So in this way we will read the lines from 16 to 33, and after that from here there may be a follow chart item, there may be some questions, okay. So every 2 or 3 paras, and one thing you need to be careful about, that is from each and every para is important for filling the blanks, for summary writing, okay. So you need to have a good preparation over the test items. So I will discuss the test items later on, soon after finishing my reading the text, okay. So thank you. I'm just starting reading this passage, and you will just keep your eye on the book, and you will just open your ears to me, and you will just follow what I am reading, okay, directly from the textbook. The history of Bengal is the history of people. Bangladesher ইতিহাস, বাঙালির ইতিহাস, history of Bengal, বাংলার ইতিহাস is the history of people. সেটা হচ্ছে সেই মানুষের ইতিহাস, সেই মানুষদের ইতিহাস who have repeatedly made the highways crimson with their blood, যারা বারবার তাদের রাজপথ রঞ্জিত করেছে তাদের রক্তে. We shed blood in 1952. 1952 সালে আমরা রক্ত ঝরিয়েছিলাম. What is 1952? In that year the people of Bengal, okay, were shot down dead, and the demand was for the language. So in 1952 the language movement started in Bangladesh. Then we were the victors. Even though we are the victors in the elections of 1954, in 1954 the election was held, and the people of Bengal, that is from this side, that is from East Pakistan, the representatives own the elections, own in the elections, okay. So we shed blood in 1952. Even though we are the victors in the elections of 1954, we could not form a government then. তখনও আমরা একটা সরকার গঠন করতে পারিনি. In 1958, look at here, Ayub Khan declared martial law. In this year 1958, Ayub Khan government declared martial law. Why this martial law? To enslave us for the next 10 years. This martial law was to enslave us. Enslave means আমাদেরকে দাসে পরিণত করা. কয় বছরের জন্য? For 10 years. In 1966, this year 1966, when we launched the 6-point movements, 6-point movements, 6 দফা আন্দোলন, our boys were shot dead on June 7 June. আমাদের ছেলেদেরকে মারা হলো জুন মাসের 7 তারিখে. When after the movement of 1969, 1969 এর মুভমেন্টের পর Ayub Khan fell from power and Yahya Khan assumed the reins. Yahya Khan ক্ষমতা দখল করলেন of the government. He declared that he would give us a constitutions and restore democracy. তিনি ঘোষণা দিলেন যে তিনি আমাদের সংবিধান রক্ষা করবেন, গণতন্ত্র রক্ষা করবেন, আমাদেরকে একটা সংবিধান দিবেন এবং গণতন্ত্র রক্ষা করবেন। We listened to him then. A lot has happened since the elections have been take place. তারপর অনেক কিছু ঘটে গেল ইলেকশন অনুষ্ঠিত হওয়ার পর। I have met President Yahya Khan. I mean so who? The father of the nation, বঙ্গবন্ধু শেখ মুজিবুর রহমান। I have met President Yahya Khan. আমি দেখা করলাম প্রেসিডেন্ট ইয়াহিয়া খানের সাথে। I have made a request to him. তাকে একটা রিকোয়েস্ট করলাম। Not only on behalf of Bengal, কেবলমাত্র বাংলার পক্ষ থেকে নয়, but also as the leader of the party which has the majority in Pakistan, বরং সেই পার্টির নেতা হিসাবে যে পার্টির সংখ্যাগরিষ্ঠতা অর্জন করেছে এই পাকিস্তানে। I said to him, আমি বললাম, you must hold the session of the National Assembly on 15 January. অবশ্যই আপনাকে 15 জানুয়ারি একটি অধিবেশন করতে হবে জাতীয় সংসদে। But he did not listen to me. তিনি আমার কথা শুনলেন না। He listened to me, he listened to Mr. Bhutto instead. না শুনে তিনি শুনলেন ভুট্টো সাহেবের কথা। At first he said that the meeting would take place in the first week of March. প্রথমে তিনি বললেন যে মার্চ মাসের প্রথম সপ্তাহে মিটিংটা হবে। We said fine. আমরা বললাম ঠিক আছে। We will be taking our seat in the assembly then. তাহলে আমরা তখন সংসদে আসন গ্রহণ করব। I said we will carry out our discussion in the assembly. আমরা আমাদের আলোচনাটা ওই সবাই চালিয়ে যাব। Carry out means what? চালিয়ে যাওয়া। I went so far as to say that এই কথা আমি বললাম যে if anyone come up with an offer that was just, যদি কেউ ন্যায্য কথা বলে, even though we are in majority, যদিও আমরা সংখ্যায় অনেক সংখ্যাগরিষ্ঠ, we would agree to that offer. আমরা সেই প্রস্তাবে রাজি হয়ে যাব। This was the lines from 15 to 33. And Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman has mentioned this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 important years for 5 important reasons throughout this speech, throughout this part of the speech. Okay, and next time, I think in my next class, we will be discussing on other things, on other lines from the historical 7-part speech of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. And after the end of the discussion, end of our reading, we will go for the test. And the test, I will give you the test directly from the PowerPoint presentations sections. Okay. Until then, I'd like to end up my class here. So I'm praying for your good health and happy coexistence in your house, and hopefully we will come back again in the classroom with some bright classes, with some good classes later on. Thank you. Thanks Almighty Allah, thanks Almighty God that He has kept us fit and fine so far. Thank you everyone.